Hello and welcome to another episode of Two United Fans. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Notch.
Thanks everybody for being here. We've had a lot of stuff going on over the weekend and some nifty new garb that we're putting out as well we want to talk to you guys about. But to start out, tell them who we talked to over the weekend.
Talked to Gary Smith, former MLS Cup winning manager, former manager of English League One side Stevenage, and current manager of the Atlanta Silverbacks. We talked to him about a lot of stuff.
Great interview, yeah.
Absolutely. He was, I think one of the things that was very much interesting for me was asking him to compare MLS, NASL, and League One.
I was shocked when he said NASL would beat every MLS team.
No, he was, unlike, probably like Cosmos GM Eric Stover would come in and like say exactly what you did. Like, well, Cosmos would beat everybody.
Great impersonation.
I thought so. I've trained for weeks to do that. No, I think unlike people like that, what Gary Smith said was, I think my Silverbacks, who at that point were unbeaten, we'll get on to why they're not anymore soon, who at that point were unbeaten, he said, my Silverbacks can beat the Philadelphia Union and Montreal Impact. Some of the weakest MLS teams, he said. I think a lot of NASL squads have done better than some NASL teams in the US Open Cup. So he wasn't saying we're better than that league, but that we're competitive, which is exactly the way we see it, I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a good interview. We won't spoil the whole thing. Go take a listen to it. The second point is we decided that there's not enough cool gear around the city, so we're going to start making some ourselves. We have a really cool shirt about a reference that happened at the game this weekend. I wasn't there. Notch, why are we chanting about ducks?
So I was capoing, right, with the megaphone, and about, I think, 30 minutes in, I just hear people going like, woo, ah, ah. I'm like, what's going on? And I don't usually see much of the field, so I turn around and I see this duck, like, wandering across the sideline, and there's, like, a guy in a suit, like, chasing after it, and he's, like, trying to get this duck. It's hilarious, and everybody's laughing, and we've just finished chanting Nuts of a Warrior, so I'm like, everybody, just stop. We've got Ducks of a Warrior, quack, quack, hey! Ducks of a Warrior, quack, quack. We've got Ducks of a Warrior, and you don't. Quack, 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 quack. And second half, of course, it's like, where, oh, where can our duck gone? Oh, where can she be? She's gone away to southern shores, and hope she comes back to me. So anyway, that's what we're chanting after this duck. We've made a shirt with Ducks of a Warrior. Go pick it up. It's great.
Outstanding. All right. Well, it's time to take us into some game analysis and some happy game analysis for once, too.
We won. Oh, my God. We won.
Thank God. It's been a long time, so without any further ado, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back to talk about the game.
This is Bruce McGuire from Du Nord Football Show, and you're watching Two United Fans.
All right, welcome back, guys. We're going to talk now about Minnesota versus Atlanta. I was there. Beautiful night. Beautiful duck. Beautiful crowd. Loud stadium. 5 points. Let's do this. First point, formation change. Manny went back to something we saw all of last year.
That's one target forward.
But
something different is it was Campos this time, and Ramirez was on the bench.
I thought that was a great move. I think Christian, for all that he did for us last year, this year, something's different. He's lost his confidence, just like Daniel Mendez. He's not quite there. It was a good move. We saw the experience that Pablo had with putting that little quick backheel flick, which, by the way, that only happened because the midfield was so creative.
Midfield looked beautiful this game. It's something that we had seen in bits and pieces. Some of the positives from past game was some creativity in the midfield. But it never amounted to anything. There was never that final connection that was creating chances. I really think we saw that this game. It was great.
Khalif and Jamie had this hunger to them. This feeling of just raw intensity. And you saw that with Jamie the whole game he was running all over. He was like calling out to teammates. And he replaced Steele, who's also, in my opinion, not played too badly. But, he's a different kind of player.
Yes.
Khalif was, just the additional midfielder in attack. Another player who came in was Giuliano, who replaced Greg. I love Greg Jordan. Giuliano, though, we'll talk about why he was so important a couple of points from now.
So, point 2, Ibarra.
Oh, my God.
Fantastic game.
Terrific game. Just a lot of cuteness, as Bill Stenross would call it. He was on fire. He smoked an Atlanta defender late in the game twice in the span of 6 seconds, which was amazing.
Yeah.
He was linking up with Khalif, with Jamie, with Justin Davis on the left-hand side.
There's really that creativity.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, and that it felt like a team. That's something I think we've criticized them of before. Is these group of really good individual players, but Ibarra was able to make that attacking midfield more of a team feel, and he really looked finally to me like he was on that next level. Like he belonged on the U.S. national men's team, where he just looked like he was out of place in the NASL.
Yeah, I mean, he was everywhere, and he was playing so well, whether it was on the, putting crosses in, making little short passes, making a run to the center, on the wing. I mean, he was everywhere. It was beautiful. Miguel just was wonderful to watch. Point number 3, Atlanta.
Let's talk about them. As we mentioned in the intro, we talked to Gary Smith and he told us a little bit about his plans, his secret plans. Maybe not that far. But we got an understanding of his thoughts around the team, and we know what they like to do, and that is they play a great defensive team, and then they break on the counter and make you pay.
Yeah, they're watching for Minnesota to make a mistake. They're watching to find an opportunity to break through and really capitalize. What Minnesota did really well was stop that counter.
Yeah.
You saw Giuliano, you saw Cristiano Diaz really go in, use their physicality, break down Atlanta's attacks, not give them much opportunity to test Sami Najak.
Yeah, and that's such a stark difference from what we saw with Edmonton really just tearing us apart with those speedy wingers and the speedy forwards, just blowing by us. So, like Notch said, the defense was great, and my other point on that too was also possession. We maintained efficient possession and meaningful possession that didn't give away as many balls in those dangerous positions.
Yeah. Well, and another quick point was with more effective things happening in the wings with Venegas and Davis, the balls were pushed towards the center by Atlanta, and that's where they hit Giuliano, Thiago, and Cristiano Diaz.
Yeah.
To the point where Aaron Pitchkolan showed up in the box sometimes. Like, that was incredible. Point number... Are we at 4 now?
We are.
I think we're at 4. So, point number 4, lack of scoring chances.
Yes, there's got to be a negative. And even though we're so excited about the win, and we should be, we've been waiting 35 games, is it now, for a win? I might be off by a few. But the problem is we only won by 1. Atlanta's a good defensive team. We'll give them that, but we dominated this game. We had great chemistry like we talked about. We created chances. The team looked good. And we had 1 goal. Notch, all it would take was a crazy handball, a goalkeeper going for the ball, which he rightfully should, and getting called.
Having a weird interpretation of the offside rule.
Any of that, and we come away with another tie, and that's devastating. What did you think about that 1 goal?
I thought there could have been more. I mean, Mike, who's sitting behind the camera right now, wanted us to know that the Cosmos scored 0 against Atlanta, and the Cosmos are top of the table. And in some ways, I do agree with him. But the Cosmos are also led in attack by a 78-year-old from Spain, and they have a midfielder who's 85 from Spain. And I don't know, they've got other problems. The point is the Cosmos are not a high-scoring team despite what just happened in Edmonton this past weekend. We are ostensibly supposed to be a high-scoring team, particularly with how much creativity we saw outside the box. We should have had more goals.
Yeah. So that's still a bit concerning. I still have high hopes that eventually return to that team that we had last year. And if we can build off this, it's there for the grabbing and we can return to it.
How cool would it be next weekend against Indy 11 if we put 5 against them again, like last year? I mean...
at their stadium, too, after last year.
Yeah, we were there when it all started going downhill.
Yeah.
But anyway, final thoughts on this past game.
Happiness, but reserved happiness. And I wasn't there, so it's a little sad, too.
You missed the duck.
Can't wait to get back, and that duck better come back.
I do one more quick point, which is Sami Najak. We saw him come back on, whereas Mitch Hildebrand had played the previous game against Edmonton. I thought that was an interesting decision because Mitch hadn't played badly. I like Sami. I never thought he deserved to get benched in the first place. But now, again, you've benched your other keeper.
Yeah.
And to me that sends mixed messages, but I'm not the coach, so
It's tough, and I guess if you're going to bring him back, though, and switch out keepers again, this was probably the game to do it. We knew Atlanta was defensive. He probably wasn't going to be as tested as some more high-powered offensive teams, so it makes sense in that regard, but
and I thought
a lot
it
of switches for keepers who were doing okay.
I thought it was really good that he was not playing the midfield role that we've traditionally seen him play, but that he was pulled back into the goalkeeping position. I think that helps Sammy be much more effective. Well, anyway, that's it from us in terms of analysis. We're going to take a quick break, come back with the outro, take you to the credits. We got a little bit of a show announcement, so stick around and watch for that.
I'm Pablo Campos, and you're watching Two United Fans.
Leaving on a jet plane. Not just gonna be gone for a while. That's why I don't make chants.
You're terrible.
But we do want to say that Notch will be gone for a little bit.
Yep, he left. Now it's my turn. I gotta
Yep.
go seek answers at the top of like Mount Everest. Go to the yogi who lives up there and ask him, what the secret to having Minnesota United have a consistent winning streak this year is. Now, but in all seriousness, I'll be off to England. I'm going to watch a couple of soccer games over there, watch my Twitter feed, or I might even post some on the Two United Fans Twitter feed of what's going on. I'm going to be sitting in a hotel room. I'm traveling with another Minnesota United fan, so we're going to sit and watch some games really late at night in England. So hopefully that'll be good.
Dedication. I like it. As we mentioned at the beginning, we would love you to check out our sweet new gear that we're selling. I have a Square store, and we're working on maybe bringing some to some watch parties.
Don't you want a t-shirt that basically is the in-joke about on top of another in-joke? Because that's what Ducks of a Warrior is. I wish I had that t-shirt right now so I could wear it, every day. I would never take that t-shirt off.
And you can join Notch in your unsanitary practices of wearing one t-shirt if you would like. Besides that, we do want to take a shout out to the people that are listening to TUFcast, kind of getting more listeners around the nation. That is our audio pod, if you've never listened to that before, that we release yesterday. So take a listen. Thanks to the individual in Jacksonville who gave us a shout out.
Yeah, it's really cool. Every week or so we hear from someone from Indy that says, hey, we're listening, Ottawa, we're listening. And so it's really nice to hear that the folks from all over the country tweeting at us. So keep listening to TUFcast. In the meantime, find us on Twitter at TWO United Fans. Find us on Facebook. I'm not going to read you the URL. Find us on iTunes, Stitcher. Find us over, I don't know, go talk to your parents about us. I'll talk to you later, guys. And so will he. Peace out.